NERDSoul.
That's right. Lay ill kid at OneYoungsta. You best believe it. Anime-ish crew. And before we get started, y'all, we got a cast of characters up in here. I'ma start you off. All right. With the Kunoichi of the year. All right. I give to you Ninja Sama Cosplay. What's up?
Hello, good morning, good evening, good night. It's Ninja Sama Cosplay, aka Nerndo's Mouth of the South, and Kunoichi of the Year. Apparently, thanks BET Awards. Sorry I couldn't make it, but I acknowledge you. I accept the award. Thank you. What's up?
Oh, this is better than the BET Awards. This is the NERDSoul Awards. All right.
Oh yeah,
All right.
I would much
BET,
rather take that.
we ain't gonna have people acting up. All right. We ain't gonna have folks throwing phones at each other. We're gonna have a nice event.
People
All
still
right.
watch the BT Awards? I
I
ain't
mean,
watched one
yeah, I
second.
guess. I don't know. But anyway,
I
look,
mean,
don't worry about all that. All right. The NERDSoul Awards coming to a theater near you. Anyway, all right, next up, we dealing with one half of the dynamic duo from the South. This man has had a TV show with Don Lewis and Holly Robinson Pete. I give to you Mr. Cooper.
Man, you really want me to say something out of line, man. Don't be bringing up Holly Pete out the blue. Don't be bringing up my 90 crushes out the blue. Good lord, man, I ain't ready. Anyway, Holly, how y'all doing? Shout out to everybody listening at www.blerd-ish.com. That's www.blurch.com. You can find us on multiple platforms for podcasts everywhere, and we're ready to get into some anime for that summer season.
Oh, you best believe. And we got one more, last but not least. We are joined by the Gaminated one. All right. I give to you Gamma Ray Cosplay. What's up?
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Gamma Ray Cosplay, Lawyer by day, cosplayer by night, and Straw Hat Pirates on the weekends. Loving all things anime. Hope everybody's doing good. Looking forward to another dope discussion.
All right. Oh, also, Coop, Mark Dub, who isn't here right now, and Gamma Ray will all be at the Baton Rouge, you know what I'm saying, Mid-City Microcon, shindig with your boy holding down a panel. We're going to have a good time, you know what I'm saying, August 5th and 6th, chilling out. Y'all come out, see us, you know what I'm saying, bring y'all sunshiny faces, and bring a buck or two, you know what I'm saying, go and buy some stuff.
Oh, bring more than a bucket to bring a bucket of buckets and spread it around.
Bring some of your Obama bucks, all right? Bring some of those. You can spend some. Anyway,
Leave 44 alone.
I'm a,
Man. We
I'm
got
a,
some problems.
I'm a throw this into the pot so we can get started with some of this anime. I'm gonna start you off with the absolute and utter flyness of your boy Gojo. All right, Gojo steps into place. All right, and it gets hot. Gojo steps up in there, splashes the eyes. You know, the ladies go crazy. Even the older women go crazy. They can't stop the boy posing. You know what I'm saying? There's confetti falling. He's shining. Come on. Can I get an amen? Who's loving your boy Gojo right now? Can I get an
I,
amen?
I do just want to say this. We did do a very good full review of episode 1, folks. Check that out on NERDSoul. I think I put mine up. But just, we did go really deep into it, but sure. You know, Gojo is the man. I mean, on this so far. Lot to look forward to. This is my, again, first full season of jumping into Jujutsu Kaisen, but I kind of knew bits and pieces of it. Like I said, they have now made it obvious that Gojo is the main character of, for you put this all in framework of every three things that's going on. They going where the money at.
Yeah, they've definitely, you know, let us know that this is the guy to beat. I mean, the brother can't be stopped. But I mean, he ain't by himself. You see, what is it, Gito? He doing this thing, aka bangs. He out there. And he got some nice bangs. It's well combed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why you know, what is it, Rico? She hating on him. Don't hate. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? If your bangs is good, your bangs is good. You know what I'm saying? He out
I
here.
mean, at least his bangs are in a style, I guess. It ain't like,
True,
you know,
true.
cut
He
up
had the
like
little
these.
piece on the side. You know, he doing his thing.
He at least look like a person. Yeah. Like he can exist in reality.
So I'm gonna throw it to Gamma real quick. Gamma, we got JJK back. All right, it's back. It's been a long time. It's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? We going back to the old school. You know what I'm saying? We went back for the movie. Now we going back for the show. Are you feeling the prequelness, or you like, yo, man, where my boy Yuji at?
Honestly, I am surprised how much I'm feeling this because I was kind of like nervous. I was like, man, we about to do another prequel. Yeah, you know, origin. I'm like, I'm ready to go on to the next phase. Like, you know, I read the manga, so I'm like hyped about where we gonna take this next. But surprisingly, the first episode was a little slow. So I was like, okay, this is new special. Like, I forgot old girl name, but the other one, May, and the chick with the the red pants. Yes. But I honestly, it was the animation and the effect. Like, it just blew my mind. I'm like, Mappa.
They put that money into that animation.
Oh yeah, like it was chef's kiss. So it got me back in there. It helped remind me of why I love Jujutsu Kaisen and just all things. You know, sorcerers. I'm here for it. I am interested, you know, to see just how much of this is going to, like, how many episodes it's going to take to get to, you know, the high point. Because I noticed in the first one they mentioned, like, oh, you're just going to be watching this girl for 2 days. So it's like, are they going to stretch out this 2 days? Or
like Hell's Paradise, where they said they was only there for 3 days. I'm like, bro, y'all been here for y'all been here for like 3-4 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm like, oh, how y'all gonna make this work without it not just dragging? So
I got a feeling
it'll be good to see.
We're about to get at least 6 at this time frame. I just feel 6 coming on. Or at least with this, I don't know how many arcs they're gonna get, but I know we about to be with the star, whatever name chick, for a hot minute.
Oh, the was it the Star Plasma?
Star
Plasma girl, aka what is it? Riku? I think it's Rico. But Rico. Rico Amanai. So, you know what I'm saying? She out there just trying to get her school life on, but she like, hey, look, I'm gonna change one day. I'm gonna keep drinking milk, and one day, all right, one day I'm gonna be locked in the basement. That's what she said. She said, hey, look, I ain't gonna always be out here in school. I got things to do. All right, like being locked up for the rest of my life. But at least she seems upbeat about it. You know what I'm saying?
I think she seems comatose, man. I don't know. It's just like upbeat. Sure.
I mean, I guess as upbeat as you can be. Now, I want to speak to the Kunoichi of the year because there isn't a Kunoichi on the show at this time. And she made a slight comment about Jujutsu Kaisen or while we was in the chat. I want her to flesh out her thoughts real quick. Ninja Sama, if you could, drop some knowledge on how you feeling about the prequelness, about going way back to a simpler time, you know what I'm saying, high school years. That's all Japan know how to do. They don't never go to college. They just stay in high school, you know what I'm saying. They don't get a job.
Children are sacrificed for the greater good. Always.
Children are sacrificed for the greater good. But please let us know your thoughts. I'm interested to see because, you know, I don't know if you're feeling that prequel or not.
Here I am under my dark Scorpio cloud as usual. I don't think this was the place to do a prequel. We had like one solid season, it was all good. Then we had the, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, which is its own thing, throwing back, all that stuff. And now we're kind of still relishing in that. I don't think that the show's been on long enough to constitute a full sequel of a throwback. Maybe if it's like a 1-2 episode thing, but starting off the season, I'm kind of like already a little, it's been so long, I'm already like, where were we in this season, whatever, and then like just throwing us into this, it feels like almost like you could just, it's a whole nother show. Like it's like you could have just this could have just been the show from the get-go. Like I think
pretty much
I think that when the anime launched, people latched on to Gojo so much that now it's kind of like milking the Gojo cow. Like they're like, oh, this is a character everyone is hyped about, so let's do more of that. And I liked Gojo too, but I also like Gojo like I liked Kakashi. Like I loved Kakashi. If we had a Kakashi season after the first season of Naruto, it would have been like, why are we doing this? Like, but you get the Kakashi goodness like halfway into the show, and you're like, yeah, now we can find about Rin and all this stuff and why Kakashi is who he is now. Now
Okay.
I feel like we've learned about all these kids in high school, the first years, the second years, we got the fingers, all the stuff going down. And it's like, nah, let's just go do a prequel right now. It seems out of place. That being said, I don't necessarily have issues with like the story of it contained itself. I don't have an issue with that, but that could be an OVA for me. Like that shouldn't be like launch a new season, let's go do this. I don't, it takes me out of it because I'm like getting prepared to try to get more back integrated to the current storyline, and then that's not what's being presented. I'm just kind of like, no, like I'm like a part of the reason I like Gojo is part of the reason like why I liked Kakashi in the beginning. It's like I like seeing this dude already established, ready to go, just like breaking necks, doing all the things. I'm not ready to go unpack that right now. We still have so many characters. We got introduced to so many characters that first season.
We sure
for us
did.
to just kind of like go back and then we're focusing on this character we already a prequel and then a bunch of new other characters. I'm getting whiplash. Like I'm like that's I think that's a little too soon. I think they should have gave it another season or so.
Okay. I see where you're coming
I feel like
from.
you're right. They definitely could have did an OVA.
I feel bad for all you all who are
this art could have definitely did that.
to JJK and y'all watched it in that order, but for somebody like me who did the complete opposite and wrong way, but it turns out the right order, it's great for me. Say, all right, cool. I watched the movie. Now I'll get to go back further and see the greatness of
exactly. So that's what I'm arguing, right? It's like they're leaning so heavily into a character who he's integral to the main story, sure, but it's not like that's not where the main story, as far as I know, I haven't read the manga. That's not where the main story is going to be rooted in. So unless they keep this story clean and concise and quick, it's going to feel just kind of out of place that's what they led with for me. And so for me, I've been kind of taken out because I'm someone who likes to kind of sort of like read recaps and watch recap videos and then like, cool, new season, let's go. And that's so disjointed from the last season. It's just a little off for me.
Okay,
good question.
Good
is
point.
The prequel in a manga, or is this completely made for TV adaptation?
It's in a manga. It's all pretty much everything they've done is canon. So.
But is it right now in the story where they did that in the manga? Or did they wait?
Wow, that's weird.
Actually, no. I take that back. Let me try to make sure I'm remembering. No, it's actually its own separate.
Oh, so it's own
volume.
Separate.
Yes.
So
it's like, because I remember I looked once the first season ended. I'm like, where does it end in the manga? And I found it, started reading it, but then I read. So, that they were coming out with the prequel movie, so I found that manga, I read that, and then it was like, if you want to follow in the flow, then read this volume after not the prequel, the Jujutsu Kaisen 0, and that's where it's at.
With Ninja, basically, I wouldn't say it's a full-on cash grab, but it does feel a little cash grabby. I'm gonna enjoy it, but it's like I ain't mad at them. Like, all right, this is favorites, but that's a slippery slope, I guess. If they start like, I don't want other shows to do that, but I guess for me it just felt right. But yeah, I can see how that could be annoying. Yeah, because
you didn't watch the first season. Yeah. I'll agree with Ninja. I'm someone. Okay, the quality of the movie and the quality of the season, I have no issue with, but it is kind of like we got the bait and switch, you know what I'm saying? Is because we got Yuji, we're learning about all these characters, the dude that got to go home and see his soaps or whatever with the dime piece that he looking for, all these people, we met all these folks, right? And then we got a movie where I was like, oh, so we're going back? Well, I mean, okay, sure. And then when the new season, they were like, it's going to be a prequel. I was like, okay, well, let's see how it goes. And now that we're way back, I like it because it's cool, it looks great, and it's well done. But I am kind of like, are we going to forget it? Are we ever going back to like the regular time, or maybe this season will be like, all right, cool, we're just wrapping up Gojo, so now you know where he is, you know who he is, and all that stuff, and now we'll go back to where we were supposed to be in the first place. But then it's going to be weird for people who pick up this show, say someone who's too young to watch it now, and they start to watch, say 5-10 years from now, right? They're gonna be like, oh man, Yuji is so cool, man, let me see this movie. Huh? Who's this? Like,
this should have been a standalone, an OVA, something like that, a special. That like, imagine if we watched the first season of My Hero and then Vigilantes premiered, and they're like, here's a new season of My Hero, but it's Vigilantes. It would be like, what? What is it? Like, okay, I get it's in the same universe, but how is this, like, the continuity is going on for kind of a while.
And kind of why does
We've been
it
in
matter?
the past for
why
a
does
while
it matter
now.
to us?
Yeah, it's a little off kilter for that, and I know I'm like harping on that a little bit, but
No,
for me,
I
it took me
definitely
out
see where
so
you're going.
much that I'm like, okay, like, I'm like, all right, let me, like, it just was a little. But if they keep it clean and concise, and it's like, 4 or 5 episodes, and maybe I'll eat my words and say, okay, we're moving on. But leading with it was a little jarring in the sense that it's just like if someone didn't watch the movie, it would be even more jarring, because then they were like, what is happening? Like I see this one character I know, but what else is going on? They need to preface and kind of keep that kind of stuff kind of tighter, I think, the way they
because
do.
this is almost the way it almost feels like the anime should have started with this.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's not its own standalone. Like in the manga, it does follow. It's like one more chapter in between how it ended in season 1, and then it does pick up where them in the house and trying to get rid of exercise, all that going on. But
wow,
it does go backwards in the actual flow of the manga. So I guess they doing what they doing. I guess they adapted it,
But it does. I'll say this: when I read it helped give some context, and it was that backstory. You understand, have a deeper appreciation, understanding of like how Gito and Gojo got to the point where they are. But what I'm still hoping that it doesn't take literally a whole season. I'm hoping like it's just maybe 5 episodes and we like back.
So I have a follow up to that, Gamma. If you remember, I know you got to rack your memory bank. So when those chapters were released, was that part of like the weekly or monthly? I don't know how.
Weekly. It was the weekly.
So it was like week to week, and then you went into this versus. We've been waiting a year or so.
We've been waiting, what, 2 years?
I think that's why it feels like more of a gap. If let's say that this was like an ongoing series, or there wasn't like a 1.5, 2-year gap, there's like one episode and the next episode, I would feel less put off, because it wouldn't have been like, oh, I waited all this time for a new season and we started with something so disconnected. Versus if it was like they gave us like a couple more episodes, or like maybe these episodes were like the end of last season or something like that. So it's like week to week. It's less jarring because it's part of the overall story versus like a big giant gap, and then we're starting back, and then it's kind of a different story.
Yeah,
I'm thinking maybe that's why I'm having
because there was like a couple of like 2, maybe 3 chapters that I feel like they just skipped over, which probably could have helped segued it just a little bit. I mean, not a whole lot, but it would have made the transition smoother.
The week to week a little.
Yeah. Like when it went to the past, like it wasn't as jarring reading it in the manga. It was just like,
gotcha.
Oh, okay, this is what they were leading up to, like fade to black. It's been 87 years ago, and something like that.
That makes
like,
I get it.
Like we in the past, like wait a minute, who is this character? How did we get back to May? What is going on? They was just over there playing type attendant. Like it was.
But
it was a little bit smoother, just a little bit, not a whole lot, but just a little bit.
I low key weirdly dig how the mangaka or just didn't give a damn. Like, here's this story. I want to do this. Y'all gonna take it or y'all gonna leave it? Bye.
And he knew we was gonna take it.
And he's like, you gonna take it or you gonna leave
He's
it?
like, what y'all gonna do? Y'all not gonna watch
What y'all gonna leave? Y'all ain't gonna get this Gojo goodness? I don't know, man. It's weird. It's strange. That is, but it's like, did they write it to know that Gojo was gonna be like? Did he know that this character was just gonna take off?
Hey, they used a specific formula that Sensei, pardon my French, that Sensei badass formula is going to get people every time. I mean, it literally is, no offense to Gojo, he's dope, but it's not terribly different from Kakashi or some of the other type in those Sensei mentor roles. Like,
I mean, I've been calling him Kakashi Jr. for like the longest time.
I mean, yeah, people are going to be hyped for it. It's like this. If you have a shonen universe and the first like big bag you have, and this Sensei no named like suave dude just comes in and yeets the person immediately, people are gonna get hyped for it because they're like, oh, okay, this dude
I ain't gonna front.
Talking the talk.
I ain't gonna front because Kakashi versus, I still to this day, the first real ninja arc when they went on missions versus what's his name of the mist, what's his
Zabuza.
Zabuza is still one of my favorites, if not one of my favorite Naruto villains, because they actually stayed within the realm of the rules of how jutsu works and how chakra worked, before they broke it all to hell. But that one, and actually his story, you know, I love Naruto and all that, and just chasing Sasuke. But then to see how they integrate Kakashi's story is like the crux of all the ish that happened. That he made some bad choices, and his motto he lived by became kind of like the danger of kind of the whole ninja world other than Sasuke. It's like, I like that because you get that parallel with him and Naruto.
But think about how far along you were in that story before you got that flashback.
A long time.
Yeah,
that was
true.
right before. No, that was right before and after the Ninja War. Or did they break it up? But it was like, I think right after the Ninja War, before we, find out about Obito, or however you say his name. I ain't gonna spoil it if anybody weirdly listening ain't watched Naruto by now. That's kind of on you, but y'all figure it out.
Nah, man, we ain't worried about that. But I'll let some people, if y'all out there loving, Jujutsu Kaisen right now, we still love it. We gonna let y'all live. We still love it. We just like it. It does make a lot of sense where you're thinking from week to week, and it's like we waited what, a year for the movie, and then we waited like a year or two now for the show. It's like it's a much longer gap.
But
way
are you gonna stop watching
longer?
Are you gonna stop watching it though? You ain't gonna stop watching it though, are you?
No, I mean, just because I'm not gonna stop watching it doesn't mean that I don't have notes. You know what I'm saying? It's like
you got notes, but you ain't.
Like if I was gonna adapt this, I would have easily been like, dude, due to the TV schedule, we need to do this first, or make this an OVA.
You got notes, but you ain't treating it like Mashal though. Aha.
Well, because this ain't trash and Mashal is, you know what I'm saying? So we ain't gotta worry. Mashal get put out on the curb on Tuesday nights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to Mashal finishing it first season. Good solid effort. Good hand clap. I give it a solid.
What I'm saying? Get him an E for effort.
Hey man, he hit a double. He ain't hit a home run. He hit a good double.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna give someone else an E for effort. You know what I'm saying? A show that I watched. I don't know if it's gonna be amazing, but Zom 100. I'm gonna give it some love. I'm gonna give Zom 100 some love.
Yes, thank you.
I fooled with it.
Mike.
I'm
thank
fooling
you
with
for
it.
having some good. Thank you for trying something.
Because that is the most interesting take on zombie apocalypse that I have ever seen and heard of. Like, it's literally the end of the world, and you're just like, you know what? I'm going to do a bucket list. I'm like, okay.
I admit, I don't remember old boy the main character name.
Akira.
Akira, he got me though when I love. First of all, you talk about animation. I know they didn't have. This isn't. I guess it's a shonen. I think it's a little more mature than a shonen, but it's kind of like, if you want to put it in American terms, a kind of horror comedy.
Yeah, it seems kind of like a horror comedy, Sam Raimi type production.
Like quirky, but I'm sure it's gonna get serious. But
What
look
studio
at
produces? Do we know? I'm sorry.
Let me
I haven't
see.
looked it up,
Let me
but
see.
The
I'll look it up while
animation
you
is
going.
dope.
Keep going. My bad, bro.
the animation is pretty damn good. Like shout out to my friend Calvin, my table mate. He told me about the manga long ago, and I was like, I never got a chance to start. And I saw some of the art. I always loved the art of it when I saw panels of it. Like, oh, that's striking, and you get to see his expression. And we all been there. Who has started a job that they kind of hate, and like you start off fresh face and enthusiastic, and then next thing you know, you feel like the life is really being sucked out of your soul every day you
Me.
go there. Me, you, and everybody else who probably wish they could be spending more time watching anime instead of having to go earn a living. Yuck. Ugh. Work. I'm joking. That's good working, but when you
No,
have a
no, I'm
terrible
keeping it real.
when you have a terrible office job, keyword office job, where you got to go see people who want to abuse you, who want to use you, lie in your face, all that other garbage, and you were like a really nice guy, and he's just like when he said I couldn't go home for 2 days, and he's also working in something like Hollywood or their TV production, making high end commercials, I guess. And he's just go 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 go, and they're just like churning through people,
And he was
and
like, that's one of there's companies out there worse than what he's at. So he's
Yep.
like, I mean,
Sleeping at their desk.
he was sleeping, and he was just this nice guy. He's just like, I'm in an industry that I wanted to do, blah blah blah. And I just kind of like how they set things up, where the jokes, where there's like, hell, we gonna take you to lunch, and then next thing they're like, get back to work. But you can kind of see everybody else. Now I don't know why he didn't turn or why other people don't turn. So I don't know nothing, as I didn't read. But everybody else was looking sick. They were looking like zombies anyway. They was like, oh, wait till you start pissing blood. You ain't do enough work. We gonna sleep on our things. I'm like, Japan and other places, and all the Elon Musk of the world who want people to be stuck up in these offices so they can look at you crazy. What is wrong with you people? Like, I am rooting for this guy, and I hope he finds office managers and whack the hell out of them in various places.
As someone who loves the zombie genre, it's gotten stale. I actually wrote an outline like way back in college that I might actually try to shoot one day. But anyway, it's gotten stale. But the thing I like about this is he said something that I said in real life to one of my friends. I was like, well, the zombie apocalypse happens. Well, I mean, I guess you ain't got to pay bills no more. You don't have to go to work no more. I was like, so I mean, I guess that's a plus. So I actually said, so when he said that, I was like, well, yeah, it's true. You know what I'm saying? No more obligations.
He was dying, and you saw this man like
color came back to his life.
He's kind of on it. I feel like he has a mental break either which way, but he was on a depression mental break, and now he's like, I'm still broken. But maybe maybe this is how I'm going to finally live. Like, the world is dead and I'm finally alive. And all that color came back, and you saw this, and you just see his, like, it's kind of like what you say, Mike, about when superheroes get powers and they be all sad and pitiful. And you got this dude the world is dead and he's alive. And it kind of just makes me want to root for him. Like, okay, I need to find out more about how he plays this and how he lives his bucket list. I know he's supposed to get like a motorcycle, probably roll around, do some crazy stuff. Key and Peele did a parody years ago about like what was like not The Last of Us, I Am Legend, and they was like being goofballs. Well, one dude was just happy, and it kind of flows into that skit, and it's just like, I love that he was like, he finally got the courage, like, the girl that I liked for 3 years in the office, I'm gonna just ask her. I'm like, why? Okay, but you know what? The world's dead. Why not?
You know what I'm saying? Take a chance.
You find out, they say a lot without saying, because I got to go back and watch it, but he said something about her being a side chick and all that stuff. And clearly her and the boss were sleeping together.
She went in the boss's room, they closed the door, and you saw the silhouette. Like, he ain't even try to like take a lunch break on her or nothing. He was just like, come on in the office. I'm like, yo, you can like at least try to like be sneaky about it. Like, you ain't like, you just, man, right in the office.
I felt bad for him because I was like,
sir, I have to have meetings with you in this office.
Man, I just thought I was hoping that, they didn't do the standard thing. She didn't make it, you know. And I
Nah,
thought
she
he
ain't
was
make
gonna. She was like that, but I love,
Yeah, I thought she was gonna make it, and like they was gonna just
you
take
know,
on this venture of his bucket list together. So I'm like, who gonna be the? It's always got to be love interest. So I'm very curious, like how the newfound love interest crush is going to pop up, because there's
And
got to be one.
shout out to Gift and Belu, who is a rugby player. So Akira is a rugby player. I told Gift this, and I showed him the video where he killed his boss. And I love what he says. He's like, "Sir, this is a good time for to say I quit." Took off his tie and killed old boy and shoved him out. I said, okay, this character ain't no punk. He's so alive. He don't even care. He's like, thank you. So polite while he kills the zombie boss. And oh boy, I guess them rugby skills and that exercise coming good because he fast as hell. He like, all right, I gotta go.
Yo, the animation on him running up the steps,
Oh,
it's so like creative and fun. Like it's like, you know, they're sliding some comedy in there. You know, like the way the zombies are fast, but then they like slam into the wall and like splat on each other. It's just fun. It's a very Sam Raimi type horror vibe.
To say that
I dig it.
We got the Dark Trilogy with Mappa adapting these other stories, but then we have this kind of as a side note of everything feeling splatoony, and people instead of blood, it's just like being splooshed or whatever. I know that might be censorship or whatever, but no, the manga actually was colorful, different day. I think the manga wasn't like the color isn't necessarily censorship. I do think it does represent what we're supposed to see through his eyes, that he got color back in his life. Yeah, and he's alive now.
Like it was
I
like the
it.
color palette was kind of like drab and, you know, kind of muted, and now, you know, boy living.
He's like monochrome. He's like, I was seeing life in monochrome.
Yep.
And now I'm seeing it's vibrant. The colors, the sky is blue. Wait, the sky was blue? I was like, bruh, I ain't never trying to have no job like that.
He worked way too
I done had
hard.
some jobs, but like,
But in his comedy, where he like was really mentally breaking, he was like, wait a minute, maybe it's better than what he thought. He's like, oh, the boss yells at people and gives a pep talk, and the girl ran off crying. He's just like, And he's like, oh yeah, we try to support each other this time. Like, they're sleeping under the desk and they not taking baths. Like,
it's like, I'm gonna need y'all to hit some hot water and some soap real quick. You know what I'm saying? And come back.
I can't wait to find out more about this, and I'm gonna be there for each episode of it. Like, I don't know if we ever I don't know if anybody read it, if we find out what happened in the world, but I kind of like the anti-Walking Dead. It's just, it's fun. It's gonna be some fun stuff with
the
it.
way he's running. He's like, it's great to have a day off from work. It's like,
I'm ready for my life. Yay! I'm off work.
Oh man, homie's cardio is on point, and he running in dress shoes. So you know, man, if you gave him some New Balance, you know he'd be on point.
Not the New Balance.
Like, you can't stop this boy. This boy in dress shoes, and so in a business casual, and he out running them, man. This boy should have been running track or something.
And some Pumas. I mean, he ran rugby, man. He probably was, he was, whatever the scoring rugby person.
Throwing some cleats, he would have been nice.
Man, look, I just give him points for his form. He's like, I recognize that tackle. I said, not the zombie running butt naked at the dude. Is that what you noticed? You noticed the tackling form for his rugby tackle. Good job.
And I was like, when they came in, and you saw how he was dressed, and you saw the girl, it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She up in there, putting in that work, I guess.
You know who this character reminds me of in his design? I don't know if people watch this, but the Greatest Pretender. He kind of looks like a taller, more athletic version of that main character. And it's just like, but he's more quirky. Like he's so broken till he's trying to fix himself. But he just he reminds me of him, just taller and extremely faster. Just, I don't know.
He be riding a bike like it's a motorcycle out this piece, but you know what I'm saying? I know part of that is the animation, but yeah, it's just fun seeing this in general, man. I've been enjoying this show. This is a show that I think is just fun to watch.
So glad you picked it up, Mike. Glad we can put it into the rotation if people want to watch it.
Come
And I
on,
know-
man. I told you know what I'm saying. Still waters run deep. Don't sleep. You know what I'm saying.
I know. Our boy Marshall will never get that justification.
Oh nah, he ain't. Nah. He done. You know what I'm saying? Masho, nah. But this Zom 100, I'm down with it. You know what I'm saying?
So
Now,
I would like to pose a challenge of an anime. I challenge all of you on here to give this anime just give it a try.
all right.
It's really out the box, and I was surprised that I'm secretly becoming obsessed with it, and I love it. It is not an anime or genre I typically would just be like, oh my god. It's somewhat slice of life, but not really. But if I had to, I'm gonna just say somewhat slice of life. But it's called The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again, and it is. I love it. It's literally about a cat that becomes the size of a human. This chick adopts a cat, and the cat takes care of her. The cat be cooking and cleaning, and when she become home late from work, it be mad, like, what you doing? It doesn't really talk, and it's like everybody has accepted in this universe that okay, that's a big cat.
Yeah,
like, the cat
that's a big
takes
cat.
care of her.
Like I'm looking.
Like
That's a big old cat.
It's just
This
I don't know. I found myself loving it.
cat looks like my dog.
Yo,
so,
Like,
so I am
it
invested
has
off
all
the
the
top.
attitude. The cat is giving all the like attitude. Like it'd be like, ugh, like just it's y'all. I'm
So it
just
don't
give it a
talk.
try, y'all.
It don't talk, but it gives you attitude. Okay.
Yes.
I'll
It's
what's the name of it again?
just give it. It's called The Masterful Cat is Depressed. I think it's Depressed
Masterful?
Again, or it's Depressed.
yeah, the
The
masterful. Here you go.
Masterful.
All right, I got it. The masterful cat is depressed again today.
Yeah,
Cap.
yes.
Cap, if you listen to this, go ahead and add it. I'll request it. Camp Bishop. But
Let's see
anyway,
it. Let's see. It says Saku is your typical workaholic who happened to take in a stray black kitten, Yukichi. But when Yukichi started growing, it seemed like he would never stop. Now he's the size of a bear and takes pride in his culinary skills and domestic chores. With
Be
a cat
honest.
like that, it's hard to tell who's looking after who. Regardless, they share a special bond that's both amusing and heartwarming.
to be honest, it sounds like I can use that person here to work as well. Like, okay.
Bruh, low key. Let me mess around. I'm not a cat person. I mean, I don't mind cats. But if I had a cat that did the stuff that this cat was doing, oh, it could happily stay at Casa de Sprinkle. That's all I'm gonna say. But
I mean,
I just say give the first episode a try. I found myself literally cracking up, like I was busting out laughing, and I was just like, this is so random. Like, who thought of this concept? Like, I've seen some random animes, but like,
my question is this: the food he cooks, does it look as good as Food Wars?
bless him.
Oh well,
Like,
all right, that's all
like,
I need.
yeah.
That's all I
And
need.
and he's literally extra with his stuff. He like, I mean, the prideful lookalike. I did that. That's me. I did this. Bam. And then she gonna call him and leave a voicemail because he doesn't really answer the phone because he's supposed to be a cat. But she's like, hey, I know you're listening. I just want to let you know I'm stuck at work. They make me work overtime. I ain't gonna make it. And he get mad. And he called her back. And she was like, hello? And he was like he just like kissed, like, and then he like hang up on her. And she's like, let me hurry get up out of here. He mad at me. I gotta go, y'all.
I've seen
It's just
weirder
funny.
stuff. I've seen weirder stuff, man, in anime and animation in general. I can dig it. I mean,
but I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on our next, anime chat. Just if it's something you feel like,
You know what?
just in the background
I'm gonna
TV.
check out a big old cat. You know what I'm saying?
well,
AKA large cat, AKA crazy cat.
can I bring up something that's anime inspired, that has a look of anime that's new, that's gonna be well?
I mean, sure. Why not? Go on, throw it up.
I'm gonna just throw out My Adventures with Superman. No, it's not true anime, I know, folks, but kind of the same team that did the new Voltron. I'm gonna keep it brief. I like it. I don't even care about Superman that much lately, other than what used to be in the old JL Unlimited stuff as part of the team. I never watched the original like Superman show. I always the Batman one. I kind of like the Superman one, but I always found it boring. I like this take and his spin on him. He even now has a magical transformation somewhat. It's very.
I hope they don't keep that. I hope that was a one-time thing.
No, it's gonna happen.
It's going to happen every time you think.
Not every time, but I think it's going to fit into it. Like, and
what platform? What platform or what channel
is
Adult
that coming
Swim.
on?
It's on
Okay,
Max.
so that's
Or
so
Adult
it'll be
Swim.
on Max. Okay.
I have not seen it available on Max yet.
Oh, word?
Oh, okay.
It's definitely.
I have not.
If you got
okay.
DVR, you can if you got a DVR and on demand, you can find it. Like just with commercials, but it's easy to find.
Oh, it just got added. So
Okay.
here we are. I
I'm
just
gonna
logged in.
I'm gonna be honest. I really like that show. If they give me what they gave me in the first episode and continue with that I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's light. It's airy. It's not, weighed down and dragged down like
It's
Bruce would do.
Oh,
It's Clark, and it's nice and
What
enjoyable.
I think I wouldn't say it's light now. I do think it will get dark, but I think what will happen is that the Clarkness of it will remain. Because I think they said the inspiration of it was taking the 1940s cartoons and bringing it into this world and kind of skipping the rest. So it's based on the Max Fleischer cartoons where Lois will get into stuff, they'll do stuff, and then Clark come along and do his thing. But with an anime inspired thing.
There is a reason why, because it's the same studio who's done She-Ra and Voltron.
Yep.
And,
Okay,
and
yeah.
by proxy, Korra. There's a reason why it is on Max and not Netflix, and there's a reason why it's on Adult Swim and the Cartoon Network. So something, I'm not saying it's going to be blood, guts, and gore and all that, but there's got to be something.
Oh, it's an easy reason why it's on Max.
So
it's probably language.
I feel like it's got to be the language.
So
no, it's just simply because it's owned by Warner Brothers. That's it.
yeah, but Warner Brothers Warner Brothers released the Justice League Unlimited on in Teen Titans and all that stuff. Went straight to Cartoon Network. There's a reason why it's on Adult Swim. Versus,
So maybe they
it's all
about to
the
do
same
something
studio.
later in this season where
you were saying
Absolutely.
I feel like it's gonna be
I think
some heavy
there's
adult
something
undertones.
more mature has to happen.
With that reason, I think we're gonna get more blood and violence. Yes,
Something. And
Because-
especially when you have shows like Invincible and stuff out there that were wildly successful for animated comics, and then you have all the Justice League movies that's come out over the past few years. The animated ones are typically a little bit more dark. It's not going to go that dark, but I think it will straddle the line, and I hope it does, because when I saw clips like the transformation and stuff like that, as much as I'm a Sailor Scout through and through, I don't necessarily need that in my Superman.
that was the Sailor Moon, yo.
So if it's like a one-off joke, I'm like, cool, but I don't want it. I need it to stay a little bit more towards Korra and Voltron and a little less towards She-Ra. I need it to do that. I feel
like it will go towards more of Voltron because they're adults per se, and they won't be too goofy, even though they're like young adults.
And they just getting in the game, little interns. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like because you already they show Amanda Waller. So when Amanda Waller pops up, it's never a good time for whoever she's going to torture. And then Slade, that's supposed to be Slade. So eventually he's going to get worse.
Oh, it's supposed to be Slade Wilson?
Yeah, so he was already kind of torturing old girl. He wasn't bloody, but they captured her and they're like, what do you know about Superman? They already torturing her. So it's like, this is the end of the first arc. It's like, no, that's definitely not Y7. It's definitely more PG, and I can see it going darker, like you said, because if that's how it ends, and it's nice, then it was a little more intense when he still don't know how to speak his Kryptonian language, and his dad is just out there, like, yelling at him with his ghost spirit. So it does feel more, it is akin to Voltron and more of that spirit, I think. So I do think you're right. I do think it's on Max and Adult Swim, Adult Swim for a reason. Maybe it will change, the rating will change each episode. It was listed as PG, but who's to say it don't become PG-13?
Word. And I'll check up because I only saw the first episode, so I'll check up and keep watch on this because I watched the first episode with the little guy, but that's because it's a TVPG. Now that you got me thinking, yeah, it is on Adult Swim. I might not be able to watch this with the little guy. They might, or it might be one of them situations where, like Star Wars does, where the first season is usually kid friendly,
Yeah,
and then
then it
after
gets
that, like Clone Wars season 1, kid friendly. Season 2, that joint got crazy.
got
You know,
dark.
Star Wars Rebels season 1, very kid friendly. Season 2, that joint got crazy. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's why we see the TVPG. That maybe they'd be like,
And,
all right, first season, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be cool. After that, you on your own.
and also, I just think that maybe also Warner Brothers, like James Gunn, they got the, they was already working on this, but they do want a purpose to build back Superman to lead into this movie in the next 2-3 years. So they need some media out there, and Adult Swim probably needs something to, just because, just have a landmark thing, like put it there, make people watch it.
Well, didn't Cartoon Network Studios close their doors not too long ago?
Well, yeah, but
I was under the
this-
impression that they completely like
They-
shuttered that place.
they still
Yeah.
exist.
What?
Man, it's how you say it, corporate lingo. There is a Cartoon Network, but the studio that make the stuff, it's now kind of under DC, the studios, film studios. So it's all more corporate haranguing. It exists in name per se and the branding, but they have cut costs. They
Yeah,
have
as far
cut-
as like
The actual building is like not in
Yeah,
function.
it's
like
done.
it's
It's
not.
done.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, the headquarters are done.
I did not know that.
oh
yeah, for all y'all people
WB.
there in LA, if y'all, you know what I'm saying, drive through Burbank real quick. Let me know if the building's still up. You know what I'm
So,
saying? Let me
I guess
let me
William
know if they
Street-
still got their logo on the building.
I guess all the stuff moved to like wherever's the WB at, and then whatever's going on, like say in William Street, Adult Swim is probably
What is
still
that?
rolling in Georgia. But yeah, they got rid of that famous building where probably the cartoon, what a cartoon show and all that was made, and Johnny Bravo and all that is done. It's done.
Dang.
It's kind of sad.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah, like people were like, "How can you do this?" I was like, "Man, look,
money.
man, they don't be caring. They don't care about
So-
these. Look, they're trying to make $1."
Which leads me to just another offshoot. I'm gonna keep it in the WB family. I know this is anime, but it's animation. I love Craig of the Creek. Happy to see season 5 up. I'm gonna watch it every day. This is gonna be it. They ain't had no business cutting it, but I'm gonna enjoy it. Hopefully, if it's some way to save it and it goes to Max or something, it's
Yeah,
kind of
because it's already on Max.
Oh yes, it's on Matt. It's on Matt.
So yeah, this is pretty much it for Craig of the Creek. But in a sad way, it's gotten over 500 episodes. It's not, I mean, not 500, over 100 episodes. Even though there's a lot of 15-minute episodes, it's dope seeing a black contemporary family be modern and have this story of about a little nerdy black kids and their friends. But the black kids stand out because you don't get to see that many cartoon show with this many black kids.
Well, also, and
Shout
the
out-
family is just regular. Ain't nobody in jail. Ain't nobody on drugs. Ain't nobody fighting and arguing. It's just a regular family chilling.
Yeah,
A
you can have
wholesome family unit.
wholesome
And they do so
family.
much stuff that's just so for the culture.
Hey,
Like those
mom went to
Halloween episodes,
HBCU. Mom went to HBC. They went to HBCUs. You know what I'm
Word up,
saying?
word
the
up.
Halloween episodes will be my favorite. Like dressing up as Missy and Steve Urkel.
Oh
like,
yeah, that
just,
was dope.
like- like
The throwback
the
hip hop
culture.
dances where they had the songs.
Oh, the
the pow-
Uno episode.
The Power Puncher episode. Oh, the Uno one and the Thanksgiving one. Oh yeah. And the cookout,
Sweet potato pie.
the little
It's so
rivalry
much for the
between
culture.
the brother. Like it's. We may not get something like this for a long time. So, y'all, I probably will touch on, when the season ends. I'm gonna touch on it some more. I love Craig of the Creek. I'm glad this exists. I can only imagine how a kid watching this at that age feel, because it really wasn't nothing. Or I can't even think of a black kid cartoon show that existed. We was too busy being the random black kid with the flat top. It was like, how many of that? That was all through the 90s and 2000s. So, shout out to Craig, shout out to the creator. And I think I think his wife is the lady who created Steven Universe. because it's all technically one Maryland universe, is what they say, how they put it.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah, it's all related, and KO that used to be a thing that they kind of.
Oh yeah.
So that is kind of like the last like the history of what Cartoon Network used to hire. That's kind of like the last crew of these unique creators that's outside of, say, Adult Swim, and even that's drying up. And I don't know if we ever going to get that again with Cartoon Network anytime soon because of Discovery WB. Good job, folks, killing everything.
He said, "Good job, folks."
Trash.
I mean, we got the writer's strike and all that. Then you got the $27 million man talking about the demands are ridiculous. It's like, bro, you make $27 million a year, but you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna let Bob Iger live right now. I ain't gonna. We got other stuff to talk about. You know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna talk about him right now. You know what I'm saying. I know.
Bob is trying to cut that money down. All he cares about that stock price. So he can go back in retirement.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, the board has already extended him through 2026.
Hey, bro, at least he's already a legendary CEO. That David Zaslav, I don't know about that guy.
Zaz ain't doing nothing.
Zaz is going. He better get fired, and hopefully they'll sell it when they run it into the ground.
Oh, that's a shame. But
They
anyway,
already run it into the ground anyway.
I ain't gonna mess with them no more. I'm gonna leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? Pay them writers their money. But
yes.
I'm gonna talk about someone who's not a writer, but he's not a biter. You know what I'm saying? He's not a hater, if you will. He's just a young man that lost a little something, trying to get it back, trying to train. You know what I'm saying? Wondering how he can save the earth yet again. And that is my man. Oh yeah, you best believe, the one, the only, the Bleach star himself.
I haven't watched episode 1 of this season.
Oh man, you ain't watch it?
I watched Rurouni Kenshin, but go ahead with Bleach. I'll jump on.
Kenshin, ain't nobody, man.
Hey, we gonna watch. Hey, who watching Kenshin? Before you hate, who watching Kenshin?
Me.
Thank you.
Anyway, look, back to Bleach.
Two
right,
to 1.
Bleach, 1,000-Year War is out.
You want to talk about samurai? Let's talk about a real one. But go ahead, talk about Bleach. I'm out. Shut up. Go ahead, talk about Bleach.
Bleach is back. I forgot it came back. Ninja's the one who told me it came back, so I'm gonna throw it over to the Kunoichi of the year. Miss Ninja Sama, if you could, tell me how you feel about the return. All right, the return of your boy, and seeing Uryu as well out there. You know what I'm saying? Drinking the blood, taking communion. I mean,
we in the setup. We are in lay setup.
9 days.
Yeah. It's good to see that. I like the way they divided into parts, in the sense that we had all the stuff going on last season, but now we know, confirmation. Uryu is gonna be on the other side.
Dang.
They're positioning him. They're poisoning him up. Man. They're poisoning him up for the runoff. All that. We see that Byakuya is healing, but also knowing that he needs to get in the grind too. And even little stuff like seeing Ichigo's quote unquote normal classmates being fully aware of things that are going on, because things just in Karakura town has gotten so nuts, and the spiritual pressure is so insane, and so many people, normal people, quote unquote, can tell. They're sitting here having a casual conversation with the 8th captain. Like, oh, what's up, bro? Like, things must be bad. Ichigo, where is he at? So I think it was this is kind of what I look for in the first episode of a new season that's in the middle of things. Like, it's not necessarily, which I guess it makes sense why they called it part 2, right? Like, it's not necessarily that we're resetting a season and like starting back small and building up. It's like some of this stuff like had repercussions, so we're going to address that, and we're going to kind of segue into what this season is going to have. So I thought it was a pretty good first episode, even though there wasn't a lot of action and stuff. I just think it just was a lot of like, okay, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, this is where the people are at, and where do we go from here?
I'm gonna keep it real, man. Uryu breaking my heart, man. Breaking my heart.
I mean, he was. I mean, that's how he was brought up. Oh God, that's gonna sound bad. Let me not say that's his heritage. But more so
My heritage.
I was like, let me not be problematic. No, let me back it up.
But I thought they had
No.
something to beat. Well, see, I'm still watching the first series.
Yeah,
and they
keep
cool.
in mind. See, that's the thing that throws people off. Keep in mind, we watched in the last part all the stuff that went down with the Quincy's, which is why they're salty. Not justifying it, but they're salty because they were virtually annihilated. It was basically genocide by the Soul Reapers. So they've been laying in the cut, basically fractured, weakened this whole time. They're putting their hope in this last like full-blooded Quincy heir or whatever, so to speak, which is what Uryu's been poised to do. Uryu was so removed from social aspects of school and stuff because he knew in the back of his head, he's like, all right, this is what I gotta do. Not knowing at the time that Ichigo was a Soul Reaper. It's not like he knew like that like Ichigo was not meant to be a Soul Reaper as we know it when the show starts. As far as like his high school classmates and stuff go. So that's no fault of Uryu that it's like, oh, I gotta put you down, I guess. You know, like it's like a back and forth thing. And I think we'll still see more as time goes, that there'll be a little bit more of a strain. It's not like he's just going to say, hey, I guess I got to kill you. I don't think he's just like a bad guy. No, there's a reason why we saw him grow. But it does give the context now knowing all the pain and struggles Quincy's that went through after being annihilated as to why Uryu would initially step up and say, hey, I got to do what I got to do for my people. Like, I think that's good storytelling in that sense. That is like, of course, there's going to be conflict there. He's not going to be one way or the other right off the top. We're going to see him kind of struggle with that decision.
Because at least, okay, for where I am, because I never watched the original Bleach. I never watched it. So I'm watching it, you know, now. And I'm like in season 10.
And I still judge you for this. You need to read your recaps, man.
I hate recaps. This is why I hate recaps. I'm gonna let everyone know. And don't get me wrong, if you're a recap channel, I'm not coming for you personally. I just don't like watching recaps because I mean, if I wanted to read Wikipedia, I'd do it myself. So like,
well, then read Wikipedia, man.
No, I'd actually rather watch it. I'd rather watch the show. So I've been watching the show. I'm in season 10. That's a lot of episodes.
Mike,
what's up?
What did Shaq say? Read.
Not Wikipedia, and I'm not reading the manga.
He just said read, man.
So, and I do read, but I'm not reading them. I'm not reading the manga, and I'm not reading Wikipedia. Like most recap channels are lazy. They're lazy, and they're not well put together. And I just don't enjoy them. Now, for people that
watching some
them,
trash recap channels, I find some good ones.
Now, for people that enjoy them, that's great. I ain't telling nobody not to watch.
Play the shade noise.
Look, I'm completely honest with mine. If you want to watch a recap channel, watch it. I'm not telling you not to watch it. I'm saying,
know what sound we need? We need the sound of that cat that Gamma was talking about throwing shade at Mike.
Yo, I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I don't like it. But, you know what I'm saying? There's tons of stuff I don't like. Like, perfect example. I don't like squash. I don't eat it. But I ain't stopping nobody else from eating it. I'm like, if you want to buy 40 pounds of squash, go ahead.
That's the thing, I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's not for me.
It's not for him.
But I got Hulu. I've been watching it, binging it all the way through, and enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, it is kind of old school, but I mean, hey, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch the old stuff.
Mike wants the full experience. He wants the full gamut. The full Monty.
Well, in the case of Bleach, I hope you didn't want the full gamut because we told you to skip the filler. Now, if you did that to yourself,
I'm skipping fillers.
Thank God. All right.
Okay.
I ain't watching no fillers. I'm skipping all fillers.
Like,
but
this
see,
has legit...
that's why I'm like, yo, I thought y'all was cool. I thought y'all was boys. Like, man, y'all, last time I saw y'all was like, look, you know what I'm saying? You a Soul Reaper, I'm a Quincy, but look, me and you know what I'm saying? This is our relationship. We cool. I ain't got no beef with you. I ain't got no beef with you. We gonna go save
But
Orihime.
think about some of the
You know what I'm saying?
context. Thinking about the context. Whenever Uryu found was like, all right, let me come in and help. Like it was like against Hollows. It was like against Aizen, who was the Soul Reaper. Like it still benefited Uryu to come in and be like, yeah, let me go pop this arrow.
That is
Let me
true.
go Kagome this dude in the forehead. Like
Not
that.
Kagome.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
snap.
say Kikyo, but
Hey,
just
man.
saying like they're or Oliver Queen, whatever you want to say. Bow and arrow, y'all get the joke.
I ain't mad at
point-
Kikyo.
I am. The point is that like it still served the purpose to an extent, even though we don't know as a watcher, like as the audience back when that happens. It's not like he actually goes actively against anything, because it's not like the idea is just like, oh, I'm just gonna kill any random Soul Reaper whenever I can. It's more so like Hollows are still the overall main threat, and once we kind of get that to a point where that's not the main threat anymore, we've been laying in the cut for a few centuries. Now we're gonna rise up and get our get back from what the Soul Reapers did to us all that time.
So basically, the Quincy's are saying that the South will rise again. All right, we got to get rid of
Wait, wait,
They gotta
wait,
go.
wait.
They gotta go. They gotta go.
That
Quincy's
took
gotta
a
go.
very dark turn.
Quincy's gotta go.
Damn, dog.
Quincy's gotta go.
Goddamn.
They gotta
I
get out of
don't-
here.
Turn.
Don't think that's it. No,
They gotta go. I ain't playing with them. They gotta go. Quincy, Lino, Uryu, you was cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching you in the
Yo.
past right now. You cool, but look, nah, man. Plus, you drinking blood and stuff too, man. Look, you done trip. You
I
tripping.
ain't
Man.
Yeah,
watch it, but
I
I
went with
mean,
that.
they did
And
have
the
a-
way
I
he
was
was, the
kinda
way he was
like-
on his knees in front of. Look, I'm just nah,
I mean-
bruh. You done changed.
They
y'all
did have
know I
a.
like villains and stuff.
Oh man, yes you do. They did have a Nazi Quincy like last.
No, they do have a lot
Yeah.
of they do have a lot of Nazi Germany
it
terminology. So
So
clearly,
it's like, oh boy, had the whole hat.
let me
I
be
feel
clear.
like they're like the universal villain, like
Yes,
for everything. Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
just want to make a villain and that everybody literally in the
turn to
entire
Nazi Germany.
world, yes.
I'm just saying.
Let me
Don't
be
nobody
clear.
likes it.
Let me be clear. I still think they are bad dudes. Not Uryu in particular right now, but everyone is still bad dudes.
Mm.
But
Maybe
That being
he's
said-
a bad guy. but
yeah,
not
it's like
a
that
bad
being said, he is
guy?
a product. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a product of his environment. I think we're gonna see some struggle bus. I see. We're gonna get some classic shonen Ichigo's like, Uryu, that's not you. We were friends. Nakaba, blah blah blah. And Uryu's gonna be like, Ichigo.
Yeah, and Chad,
gonna-
I'm
I guess
gonna
I'm
need
gonna
Chad
kick
to roll.
your butt
to
I'm gonna
make
need
you
Chad to
remember
roll
we're
up. Be like, yo,
friends.
man, we cool. What's up, man? We crew.
What you say
Yeah.
then? What you say? Then she could go. No.
No, Nakaba. All that stuff. We're getting a little bit of that.
Man, that's
Gonna be
messed
yelling
up,
like
man.
a cure, man. Go hit you with that cure, huh? No.
That's wrong, man. But
Remember
Yeah,
the
'cause,
good
like-
times, Uryu.
Leave me alone. Can they?
and as you can see, it's not just Uryu taking his place. It seems like it's some trouble in paradise. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't down with that decision. Everybody ain't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't.
You gonna always have some haters. If you don't have no
Oh,
haters, you
they
ain't
some
doing
show
something
enough
right.
haters. A girl literally killed a dude just because that happened.
Yeah.
Like I can
That's when
see
you
it.
know
I
you're
can
doing
see if she
something
maybe went in her room and like knocked over some chairs or something, kicked over something. She killed a guy.
Speaking of which, there is a song, a Zydeco song by Keith Frank. About you, I know you heard it again. I know Ninja. I know you heard that song. Just a random aside. There is a song, but if you ain't got haters, you ain't doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
You too
Oh,
steady.
and speaking of the haters, there's like a crew of ladies in the Quincy's, right? Why does the shortest one sound like she been smoking for 30 years? Like,
But I
oh,
bet you the English voice actor they might have, actors they have for her, is going to be very like high pitched and nasally.
Oh wow.
because I was like,
I
why the
just have
shortest
a
one? I
feeling,
was
'cause they always
I
do
was like,
that.
she
They
all
always
right?
do that.
They match physicality in English dubs typically.
Yeah.
Because
I
man,
like
I
them
was
little
like,
characters.
yo, Shorty been smoking for a minute. I was like, why her voice sound like that? Dang.
Sounded like Marge Simpson's sisters or something.
Yes.
Oh yes.
She sounded like a Japanese version of Marge's sister. But yeah, it is. I feel like these people going to undermine. I don't know how to pronounce it. Uatch, Hatch, whatever the boy name is. The dude with the mustache. All right, the leader, the top Quincy at this time. I feel like they're going to undermine him. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to go after Uryu, and then Ichigo going to have to help him out. You know what I'm saying? And then they're going to realize that they brothers. You know what I'm saying? They've been cool ever since way back when they had to save Orihime, where I'm at right
it's
now.
like everybody's brother because he got every single power known to man. So I mean, you know,
he ain't got all of them.
He got all of them. He
got a few powers.
He got the Infinity Stones of their world. I mean, shit.
Not the Infinity Stones. Oh man, he ain't that. You know what I mean? He ain't got all
part
that.
Fullbringer, part Soul Reaper, part Quincy, part something.
Dang.
When they even if you jump in and out, if you even take away the stuff from the filler, he got at least solidly 3 things going on.
I mean, he has a look. I mean, Ichigo had to work for what he got. You know what I'm saying? He had to work hard.
You say he put no work in.
He had to work hard for the money. All right.
Some people joke that he has some of the best, A pulls out of this realm, but he looked dope though. Even if he pulls something out his A, he still look dope. His Bankai design is great. Always
you know what I'm saying?
I love the little black slip sword, man. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna hate. I ain't hating. It looks good. I love his whole, his robe change up. Get all dark and forbidding.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta pull out them powers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta show he got skills.
Oh, that boy is a hollow Fullbringer Soul Reaper Quincy. God, Vizard. God damn, Ichiko. Talk about Superman having all.
He got a few powers. He got a few of them. But
he's got literally all the powers. What do you mean? He has all of the powers.
He has a hollow mask. He has a Bankai. He's stronger than a captain. He's like a special captain.
His daddy's a Soul Reaper. His mama's a Quincy. You already said Fullbringer. All of the things.
And he's a Vizard.
He has all of the things. All of the things.
All right, maybe he does have all the things.
all of them.
Every
single. Which I actually appreciate in Bleach that they were kind of piecemealed. It was like some of the stuff like at the end, like we didn't find out about the Quincy mom thing until last season, which is like over a decade, like 15 years later finding out as far as the audience is concerned.
To be fair.
Like that's more dope than it just it's still given to him, but it's not given to him in the sense that it's just like for the sake of it. It was always going to be given to him, but they waited for storytelling purposes to let us know. And I think that's better than just like waiting to the end and just throwing everything. I'm looking at you, Fairy Tale. Throwing everything at the end and then just saying, yeah, all this stuff, yeah, that's yours. Like
I've been low key ninja. I've been telling myself I'm going to finish Fairy Tale.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I have stopped about 7 years, at least 6 years.
No, you're not.
I want to finish it.
No, you don't.
Do I? I don't.
No, you don't.
You don't want to finish that.
Fairy Tale hits a peak.
Can I recap it?
At least Fairy Tale hits a peak like 2 seasons before it's done. It hits to a point. You do the tournament, you do all the things, it's good, but then it comes to a point where the training and all that stuff doesn't really matter. It's just bequeathed upon you, and then it's like cataclysmic power just because. And then they, without spoilers, they figure out a way to try to shoehorn other beloved characters to having same cataclysmic powers for no reason at all. And then, pseudo spoiler, the last thing literally comes down to a Nakama punch. So you can watch it all you want, but it's all gonna be for naught.
Urza Scarlet fan, and I met her voice actor.
Then watch the what's it called? Elden Zero. Watch that. It's the same character. What's her name? Like Chris, like Eleanor Crimson or something like that. It's literally the same character.
I love her voice. She has a lovely voice. Maybe I will watch it.
You ain't gonna finish that. I can feel it.
Rest in peace, Fairy Tale. I wanted to love you so much, and I tried as long as I could, but the long A animes, I had to give up. I need them breaks. I needed the breaks, and I just broke.
Just throw them out, man. Throw them out. They gotta go.
Ah, no more. No
But
mas.
I'm gonna throw it to you, Keith, because I know you watching something. I know you watching something out there. You got something for us. You know, a little slice of live life
Believe
out
it or
there.
not, the closest. Actually, I need to ask Gamma, is there any new slice of life I need to catch this season? Because I rode hard on slice of life the last year or so. Like, you know. Y'all still there?
Maybe
Gamma still there?
maybe Gamma gonna drop some heat on us. You know
I
what I'm
don't know,
saying?
but
Say what?
I
I
don't.
couldn't hear that last
Oh,
part.
I haven't. Do you know of any? I haven't watched any new slice of life this season.
Oh, I have. I am happy to share some slice of life anime that I've been watching.
All right, what you got? What you got?
Okay, so like I said, the Masterful cat that's depressed. I'm sorry, y'all. My husband just walked in and was like, "Who you talking to?" He was like very concerned.
The big old cat.
We got the big old cat. The Masterful cat. What else we got? I'm also fooling with oh my gosh, what is it? It's like really horror Mia. That's that. So loving that slice of life. Literally one of my favorite animes. It's more so this season is just like side stories. But I love the character so much, like I don't even mind. And what else have we got? I think there's one more. I'm trying to remember. There's one more slice of life that I was fooling with.
See, I was.
Drama and romance.
Mm-hmm.
They're in high school because they look like they're in high school.
Of course they're gonna be.
Japan. You know, other people fall in love, right? Like
they don't care once you get old. Once you pass 18, you be like, you old. Nobody likes you.
Do people in Japan die at 19 and like nobody's running the country but just like kids?
Oh, if you make it to 19, you old maid. You old.
You a grown, middle-aged adult.
You a whole midlife headed to midlife crisis.
19 equals 30. Equals
just like
30.
Those ages in Hell's Paradise. I was like, what?
Yeah. No,
beyond wild.
Anyway.
Last one. I hadn't started yet. I'm still kind of on the fence, but it's called The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses.
I did see that
yet.
one. I might.
I'm kind of like.
It kind of looked like I would rather binge it. I don't know if I want to do week to week.
That's what I'm feeling. Like I don't know if
it feel like something I can just
watch.
If I'm bored, I can just suck that up in like a day.
Yeah.
What kind of hair she got? What in the world is going on with this girl's hair?
But
yeah, she forgot her glasses.
I will say, but not so.
She got the stunner shades though.
Minus the greatness of Mashle. I do want to give love to the witch. Like to the Witch of Mercury. I finished it. Damn good. It's actually just one season, as far as I can tell. They ended it.
I got like 5. I think I'm on episode 16 or 17.
So I'm not gonna ruin nothing, but it's just good. I love Suletta. Love all the characters.
I know.
And I'm so far behind. It ain't even funny.
Like it actually, the way it ended, all I'm gonna say is I'm shocked it's not worse. But it's still kind of it got that gun. It hit that Gundam seriousness enough. Like it was getting rough. It was about to get rough for people. But Suletta, I hope that they can come. Like if they, I know they probably won't because Gundam kind of always change characters. I would like to see these characters come back, even if it's in like another Gundam, and just like let them be a part of the world or something. I don't know. But generally, I know the stars of Gundam is kind of like the robots kind of always, the suits always kind of roll through each series and they just change the stories around them. Like I know Ariel and the Unicorn and all that, all those names always come back in Gundam. But I do like the characterization of Suletta, Morine and the characters. I would like to see them as they get older just a little bit, even if they're like a part of something. Like They stuck with me. So I highly anybody who have not watched The Witch from Mercury, if you was like me and you ain't jumped into like a Gundam for a long time, I think this is a
Yeah, it's a
good
good
way.
one.
It's a good one to jump back in. That's not too edge lordy. It's more stable. Um, just super well done with the space politics, the business of it. I don't think we're gonna get more than one season. So that's in a way that's good. In a way, I wish I would want more of Soletta to see where things go. But a good one season anime. Shout out to it. And then I just want to get my thoughts on the Kenshin real quick, if Mike don't mind. In fact, Gam, what you think of Ronin Kitchen, the new one?
I'll be honest. I'm guilty of not watching the original, so this is almost
Great.
like I won't say no. I watched some of the original. It will be like here or there, but
Here's
I
the good
never
thing.
like fully from beginning to end. So I'm enjoying it.
So let me just say
I mean,
this.
animation is great. I mean, the pace is going good. I might let it build up and just do a binge though,
Here's the
just
good thing.
because I like it.
Have not watched the original. Good news. It is the same story, but they did do some things to make it a touch more serious. They took out some of the little bit of the hokiness of the 90s.
I can't tell.
They did. Don't sleep. They did. Mike Hayden, but they did.
Bruh, I turned this on. I was like, what in the world?
It is more serious than the 90s show. It is the same story with a couple of changes. I hope hopefully they don't bring more of the hokiness back when they get to some of the other characters. I hope that the tone shifts a little bit darker and darker, as the original series did. Since you did watch the original, it does get darker in the latter series when he gets to some of the more hardcore villains, and he goes through some things because he's still fighting in himself to not be a killer anymore. So I do like a character that say, I put my foot down, I am going to stand by these morals and principles. Now, how do I achieve it in this world that does not want me to achieve it? So that's what Roni is, or Kenshin is. And it's just a naughty staple for me. It was good. One of them original Adult Swim / Toonami shows that prevailed, that found another audience later on in its life when it came over to America in that way, instead of getting it off a video cassette. When I am inspired by Mike, I am going to go back and watch the movies. So I have those loaded up. I'm gonna go see the difference in how that worked versus the show. But the
movies are straight fire.
I am going to watch the show. Hopefully they do get rid of some of the stuff I did not like of the original series. I think the show is gonna say the same story, but I think they won't. Hopefully they'll get rid of some of the hokiness. And so far, for me, I think a lot of the hokiness was taken out of that first episode. So I am going to watch it every week as of now.
I want to say one more slice of life. I forgot. I'm so mad I forgot to add this to the list real quick. My clueless first friend, absolutely adore. Like, oh my god, cool. You will melt your heart. It is just too cute. This little boy who, is unfazed by everything, like just completely oblivious, unfazed. The like pariah in his class. He's new to the class, moved to a new area. The girl that everybody's like, oh, she's like the Reaper. Oh, don't touch her. Like everybody picks on her. And he's like, oh my gosh, you're a Reaper? That means you have superpowers? We're going to be best friends. Like, it's just so cute. Oh. And she has no friends. And she's like, don't be friends with me because nobody will want to hang out with you. He was like, okay, that means they'll be jealous. Like,
this anime, does she wind up becoming the Reaper for real, though?
No, this is strictly, no. Look, anime is known for that. But no, they keep it very,
she really is.
It's really, really cute. And just seeing their genuine friendship, like, and you just see she's just so happy to have a friend, and it helps bring her out her shell, and because of that she's comfortable and starts making other friends, and then it's just this whole like little, it's just cute.
I like those because I do like homie can't communicate, and
Oh, it's like that, but like elementary school.
Okay. I will
You know
give it a
what?
shot again.
This shot to the top of my list simply because it's not in high school.
Not high school. It's just like it's another age. If it makes you feel good, this one ended the terrors of my heart. I forgot the whatever the American name. It ended wonderful ending. They're middle school. They're actually middle school. But I feel like they're middle school version, going into high school, I think. So I loved it. It's kind of like that sweet, nothing ridiculous, supernatural, just coming of age story. Kind of like one. You know what? Now it hit me for us older folks, if you remember, or even the new one. It's kind of like Asian Asian emu Wonder Years. Is what this. If you had a little emu kid who actually is a nice kid on.
You mean emo? Stop saying emu. That is a bird.
Emu.
Yeah, isn't an emu like one of those mean-looking birds?
Excuse me.
It's like a dark small ostrich.
Excuse me, y'all.
I was about to say it's like
I'm from Baton
evil
Rouge,
ostrich.
so excuse me,
Ostriches
y'all.
be walking around like they got a problem with somebody
So
too.
excuse me, emotional. I guess that's the full.
There you go. I was like on the third
I'm
time I had
sorry.
to correct him.
Oh yeah, Limu, Emu, and Doug. Yeah, forgot about that.
But anyway,
Go ahead, sorry.
emo, the dude with got the swoop bag over the eye, so he got the traditional emo look, So, but I did enjoy it. I highly recommend it. Very sweet, coming of age Japanese Wonder Years.
All right, that's nice. You know what? That is a good place to end it. You know what I'm saying? Wonder Years is, a tender time, tender moment for all of us. So I'm gonna throw it. You know what? Coop just finished. I'm gonna throw it to Coop first. Coop, where can they find you? You know what I'm saying? Lay down the law and let them know where they can buy some dope shirts and all that.
Well, apparently you can find me messing up the English language, and I'm getting corrected by a ninja throwing down spelling connives and pronunciation connives in my
Knives.
Imagine if I had a typo on my summoning scroll. See, it's important.
Yeah,
I mean, you might come up with a fire spell or doom us all. I don't know.
Instead of summoning an emu, I would summon an emo. And how are they supposed to fight in the ninja war? You know what I mean?
You got Sasuke. He's pretty much that anyway. But
and he puts in that work.
He do got skills.
He do got skills. I can't front. Like, he get on my nerves, but that boy is cold. Him and his brother. But it's crazy though. Side note, I do love Itachi. I hated Sasuke, but Itachi is probably a worse person in a way. I don't know. But that's up for debate. But Itachi was colder. But anyway, I'm Keith Cooper. You can find me on Facebook, blurred.ish on IG. Go to the Blurred's Facebook page. And of course, you can find us at www.blerd-ish.com. That's www.blurs.com for podcasts, comic books that we have that we can ship to you, even some of our third party books from a lot of major companies out there and all that good stuff. And of course, you can always see the current sale that's coming up for merch that will be coming up next week. So all those good things. And of course, you'll see us August 5th and 6th here at Goodwood Library at the Mid-City Biker Con.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to throw it over to the Gaminated one. Gamma Ray Cosplay, please tell them where they can find you.
Hi, everybody. You can find me at Gamma Ray Cosplay on all social media platforms. I know I'm undergoing a little hiatus, but I got a lot of things under wraps, and life has been life, as you know it. But I'm excited for some of the things I hope to be dropping very soon in the near future. And hopefully, me and Ninja can get us another duo cosplay in the works.
That's gonna be sweet.
But, yeah. I ain't forgot about you. Yeah, for sure.
We always have a good time. We always have a good time.
Yes,
but yeah, check me out.
All right, and speaking of the Kunoichi of the year, I throw it over to Ninja Sama Cosplay. Where can they find you? Where can they check out what you're doing? You know what I'm saying?
I am Ninja Sama Cosplay at the Ninja Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever fine books are sold. Also, just been very busy with a lot of stuff going on. Some pretty big announcements here coming up in the next few weeks, just in general, including work-life balance, all that stuff. But under wraps for now. And as far as cosplay and content goes, as Gamma says, have not forgotten. Definitely got some other stuff that's going to be coming the way once settled. Thanks for having me as always. And yeah, feel free to fight me online at me. Let's get it.
She's gonna go Bakugo on you.
Man, no. See, what's going to happen is you're going to think you fighting her, and then it's going to be like a little block of wood.
Here comes the log.
It's a log.
And then you get like chopped in the back of your neck, and then
surprise, it's a ninja emu.
and then she's gonna spin around and hit you with slimy fines.
What?
Oh man,
she's gonna hit you with that Hell's Paradise.
Okay.
that was the team up
on?
protection though. That was a nice moment. They all pitched in their small pieces.
Man,
all of them came together.
Ninja, and that was her jutsu.
They formed like Voltron, man.
She even did the long thing too. So I'm just saying, maybe
they held it down.
Put that on your jutsu list.
Led by the one and only Shion. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to give a shout out to everybody here because you know you don't get no podcast like this nowhere else. All right. So NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Look, just stop by. Say hey, say what's up, you know what I'm saying? Follow all these people, share their stuff, show them some love because y'all look, man, you need to show love. All right, don't worry about that hate. Leave that hate alone. You know what I'm saying? Get off that narcotic. You know what I'm saying? Go on and do, you know what I'm saying? Show some love. Unless you hate on recaps and how people pronounce things. It's not even hate. I'm a quote the prophetic Common Sense, now known as Common, also known as Rashid Lonnie Lynn. If I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating. You know what I'm saying? So, but on the real, the panel's gonna be fun. The convention's gonna be fun. Mid City Microcon 2023 is gonna be black. All right, all right, it's gonna be blackness all up in there. And it's going to be good stuff for you to buy. And it's going to be, and a Street Fighter 5 tournament. It was going to be 6, but we, you know what I'm saying, we came back to 5 because, you know what I'm saying, some of y'all ain't there yet. We know. Hey, time out. We ain't doing 6? Nah, y'all ain't doing 6. Y'all doing 5. Make it the... Look, I'm just letting you know what was on the thing, unless it was a typo. Who that? Look, I need to go talk to? Wait a minute. Look, reach out to your affiliates. You know what I'm saying? Get 5 out of here, man. 5 is... Look, I mean, it's cool with me either way because Street Fighter 5 has Rashid and Street Fighter 6 is going to have Rashid next week or week after next. So I'm gonna be fine either way. All I need to do is give me a PlayStation controller. So don't hit me with them surprises like this, Mike. They better spend that. Somebody got a couple of. They may not can use my copy, but I know we can afford a couple of copies. All I'm saying is, look, that's what I've been told. I'll forward you the email, but that's what I've been told. Oh, you got a whole email? Goddamn. Anyway, look, y'all need to see this stuff behind the curtain. We love all y'all. From us to you, until the next time that somebody drinks some blood, until the next time that Gojo takes them shades off, or until the next time that you see Kenshin fumble all over himself and then get an old man to pay off the cops. We saying peace. Kenshin. Don't be hating on Kenshin, man. Kenshin is... he an honorable samurai like Shion out here, man. He a bumbling fool.